board? Am I here with this?
No, you guys go first.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Gotta wait for her anyways. Might as well just bring her on up. God, are you guys freezing? Goodness.
Also, I've already opened them because they're impossible to open, but I have not.
Take a sip.
What'd you put in here? This is blurry. I'll just
She's just out.
I really want, you know.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We are going to get started here with our match day -1 press conferences. Maybe it's the last match day -1 press conference. Let me just start recording.
Sad for you guys.
Obviously here we have OL Reign forward Megan Rapinoe and OL Reign forward defender Lauren Barnes. I will, before I open up for questions, kind of either of you just want some opening statements on the last training and how the team's feeling heading into tomorrow.
Got good vibes right now.
Yeah.
We're excited.
This is your guys' job.
All right, we will open it up for questions. Steph. Yep.
I'm loud. I actually wanted to ask you about Veronica Glasgow. This for Laura, I commented yesterday.
Yeah.
Feel free to chime in with nice stuff about Veronica. But she did say, everybody yesterday talked about her, so she will literally run until her legs fall off. She'll push past the last exhaustion point that everybody else is already collapsed. She admitted she's had to be held out of drill because performance team has told her, like, you need to chill out a little bit, you're doing too much. I'm just wondering, you know, what kind of, that mentality, like, what it brings to the locker room, you know, when you have that person in your helping set the standard.
Yeah, she's absolutely wild. We love it. We always say that she does everyone's running on the field, and she does it happily. Like you said, you have to take her out of training sometimes because she's ran everywhere. Sometimes we're like, where is she going? But we love it. We love that mentality. That's why we brought her on. And it's been really lovely to see her progression as well over the years. I think being able to be coached by Laura has really changed her career as well. And I think adding, you know, the soccer side of things for her has really changed what she can bring to this team. And it's been so fun to see that.
Hello, Jan.
Tina, the Seattle Times. Both of y'all, just want to go ahead and make it official. What was the last training like and the preparation, and also how is it sitting here and having the trophy in your face and your day from that?
Part of it's just routine for us right now. I think we're locked in, we're focused, but we still have our goofy environment. Rondo's was pretty wild today.
I think everything was exactly the same, including the Meg. I get Meg all the time in rondos. Yeah, I mean, I think like Lou said, it's, you know, for us to be able to keep as much of the same routine as possible as the training session that we do pretty much every time. But I think everyone's really embraced it, like, and really, you know, understood and kind of let sink in how special and how cool this is to be here. It's really unique that you get to a championship game ever in your career. So these aren't moments that you want to let slip by. So I think we've done a good job of, you know, staff kind of keeping everything the same and, you know, keeping our routine, but also, you know, imploring the players, like, enjoy the moment, take it in, and really, yeah, I think just take advantage of this moment and get ready for a big game tomorrow. Obviously the sun is shining, and for us Seattleites, we're using a lot of sunscreen, but I think we're, enjoying the sunshine and the good atmosphere, and understanding that this is something that for all of us, this will be a memory that we have for a lifetime, no matter what happens. So.
Dan?
Question for Megan. Over the years, you've seemed remarkably comfortable in settings like this. So the question is this something that you will miss, or are you happy that you may have one more after this and then one more?
I do love a presser. I really do. I do love interacting with the media. I've always looked at my interactions with the media as sort of part of the larger thing that we're doing. I mean, there's so many of you here that were here when there was, 2,000 people in the stands. There's so many that have been, allies in the fight. And that doesn't always mean you agree with everything that we say, but, covering us, not just this team or this league, but I think our sport in general. I've always looked at the media as something I can weaponize for myself as well at times, and maybe leverage is a better way to say that, and just have fun and interact. I mean, I think ultimately we want more people to have eyes on our sport, more sponsorships, more media, more coverage, more people to talk about it. I feel like in that sense it's the more the better, and I will miss these interactions for sure. I find them hilarious and think it's funny, and it's an opportunity to grow the game in sort of a different way, and show my personality. And I am very appreciative of everyone here, and obviously everyone who's not here, for covering our sport so much, and for, echoing the messages and the vision that we have of the league. And obviously, this will be my last game stepping away. Like, I couldn't feel like the league is in a better place, and couldn't be prouder of where it is.
With both of you being from California, just what is it like to be able to come full circle and be in your home state to potentially lift this championship trophy here?
I mean, 11 years ago, I don't even think there was talks about ever having West Coast teams, and it is such a place for soccer to grow here. I think for me, growing up in SoCal as well, it was a breeding ground growing up. I think this is where you wanted to be. A lot of the clubs were elite back then as well, and I think bringing it down to San Diego, the hospitality here has been amazing. The energy at the stadiums, from when we were playing in league to these semis and coming into finals, has been powerful, to be honest. I think seeing these sold out crowds is something that facts don't lie. So I think being home, being able to be around our family as well, we always laugh. I just tell my parents to go buy tickets outside of everything, because it's so stressful when you have at least 30 plus I had at the semi game, and that's like organized, then you have last minute tickets coming in. So feeling that love, feeling that support is something that we've wanted for so long, and our families have been invested since day dot. So I think seeing a collective really coming through and investing in women's sports, and especially what we're facing right now, has been really, really incredible. So yeah, I think this full circle is really surreal and really special.
Yeah, same. I mean, these trips are always the best. It's like, I felt like for the longest time, Seattle and Portland were the best trips, because at least our teams were in the city and you could do stuff. But I think we've been usurped by LA and San Diego for sure. Obviously the Bay Area coming in next year. But I think for everyone in the league, these are some of the the most favorite trips. Get a little sun, a little sunshine, some good Mexican food, and palm trees. They're probably on everybody's Instagram stories right now.
We'll go to our MasterCard Junior reporter.
How are you feeling about going to the finals, and what strategies do you have to do to get into the right mindset before tomorrow's match?
I think we're just really excited. It's been a long season for everyone, and I think for for Gotham as well, there's certain parts of the season you have to grind through, and certain parts that aren't that fun, and training and all of that. You sacrifice everything to get to this moment. So I think we're just, again, really trying to enjoy it and soak the moment in, and realize this is what you do everything for. This is the whole point of the season. So really just embracing that moment. In terms of getting ready, I think everybody will be horizontal in their bed for most of the day, just relaxing, chilling. at this point, all the preparation is pretty much done. You know, we have one more meeting. We're prepared. We've been preparing all year for this moment, and I feel like as a team we're ready, and individually I think we feel the same, and it's just about putting that performance out on the field tomorrow.
Do you have another one, Lucia?
Yeah. Your team and golf and both are the most fashionable teams in the league.
That's right.
How the games get picked out, or which team do you think will have the best overall fits?
I think we'll have the
Yeah,
best
we're gonna have to go with this.
overall fits. I mean, I packed 2 fits on this trip, obviously, so I'm ready.
Thank you. We're gonna zoom quick, Jonathan Tanwell.
Thanks, Kirsten. Hi, everybody. Jonathan Tanwell, Philadelphia Inquirer here. Megan, there's been a lot of conversation about how the NWSL has historically had this athletic, running-centric playing style and coaching style. And with Laura Harvey and Juan Carlos Amoros in this matchup, what they've been able to do with the respective teams, I wonder what you see about their coaching and whether that might be able to point the league in a direction in the future.
I mean, I think first and foremost, it is a running game. So you have to have a pretty high baseline of physicality and ability to carry a load throughout a game. So I don't want to, put shade on any other teams. Like you got to run and you got to be at the very highest level with that. I think when it's special is when you can couple that with high level tactics as well. And, I know we get that from Laura Harvey and we always have. And, I think the Gotham coaches has done a great job with them. I think that is the next, sort of phase and evolution of the game. I think you're starting to see that a lot more and teams wanting to play more like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's probably no surprise that our team's being able to couple both and being able to be flexible in our tactics and our strategy, whether that's from game to game or half to half, or even, in the middle of the half, sometimes things just aren't working out the way that you thought they were. And, I think one thing for us has been huge is just Laura empowering us on the field to communicate with her, tell her what's working, what's not working, even in training, and being collaborative in the game plans. When we go out there, we, know exactly how, we want to operate and what spaces we want to operate in. And I think it just gives the whole team a little bit better picture, a little more full picture. Okay, if this isn't working, we can look here, and we kind of have a little snapshot of how we feel like the game is going to be going.
We'll go back in the room.
Megan, Alejandro Gonzalo, football. Over your years, the game has changed and grown in the women's league, but what do you hope your legacy will be after your final game?
Oh, that's for you guys to write. I don't know. I always tried to play the game the right way. Always tried to, enjoy it. At the end of the day, I feel like we are in the entertainment business, and especially in a growing sport and a growing league, I feel like that's really important. Always tried to make things better, and I think for me, I just walk away, so proud and so happy of not only my contribution to the game, but the era that I've played in, and knowing that the game is in, such a better place. And that's testament to, all the players that have played in this generation and played in this league. And, obviously some of us playing with the national team, a huge media deal just got announced. This league was insane this year. It was, so much fun to watch and be a part of, and all the storylines. So I feel like I get to walk away just, smiling no matter what, and really proud of, my entire career.
We'll take a few more. We'll go to Jeff.
Jeff Kasuki, ESPN. For either of you, these two teams met early in the season. One in Seattle, obviously, maybe one that you don't want to remember. But, do you look at those games because they were so early in the season, and can you draw from those, for this game, or were they so long ago and these teams have changed enough that you feel this is a much different matchup now?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. Obviously, we have to look back. We talked about the game in Seattle. I kind of even forgot. I mean, it felt like it was years ago. This season is long, right? I think if you're not evolving and adapting within a season, you shouldn't really look the same when we started to when we ended. But I think we still have to look back and evaluate those games to make sure we are crossing our T's and dotting our I's. Yeah, I think the teams look completely different. I think it was maybe until last week we had a healthy roster for the first time. So, just being able to really have access to all our players, we're going to look different as well. So, in preparation, we have been really focusing on us, but just making sure that we're prepared for what we've seen them play in the last couple games and being able to execute.
We'll go Meg.
Speaking of healthy rosters, Rose LaBelle coming back, just wondering what the two of you have seen from Rose and what you think she might bring to the championship game in particular.
I mean, Rose is just really unique in the world. There's not many players like her. Her dynamic ability to move all over the field, her ability to break pressure and break through lines on the dribble. She just draws so much attention. I think just having her back also allows Jess to play in her more natural position. I think it just, I think Laura's vision of the team is obviously to have, Rose be a big focal point and the, focus of our tactics and the way that we want to play. And she's just dangerous. You can't really ever plan for Rose. I mean, she's just so difficult. So I think for us, it just gives us obviously a huge amount of confidence to know. I mean, every time she picks up the ball, I'm just like, beat them, run at them. Like she's just so difficult to stop her. And then, again, she draws a lot of attention, so takes, attention out of other places and opens up space. And I think also just the competitive winning mentality that Rose has. She cares about, soccer and Wilma and like iced coffee and not much else. She's so, and pulling pranks on people. She's so focused and, would do anything, to help the team win. She has a huge engine and a huge motor. I mean, not being able to play, much since the World Cup and being able to put the shift in she did the other night. You just always know she's going to give everything and, be a huge motor for us out there. And you just know that she has that winning mentality and she has championship experience at the absolute highest level. So for us, it's just a big confidence boost knowing that we have, a little unicorn on our team. It's pretty amazing.
We'll go back to Zoom for a couple. Nancy Harvard.
Thanks for their time. Megan, you talked about watching the change in the league, and when you started, you were playing in front of sometimes a couple hundred people, maybe a few thousand. What has it been like to watch this league grow, and what about the change are you most proud of?
I'm certainly most proud of the organization of the players and the players collectively using their voice in the way that we did a few years ago, which I think spurred, just a reckoning, but also gave us a real guiding light moving forward of what the business of this league really needs to look like, what needs to be the focus, and how we're going to sell this league and make it as successful as everybody wants it to. I mean, I think that first of all just showed an unbelievable amount of bravery and collaboration and just heart from the players. And I think Mana and Sinead specifically being able to share those stories and galvanize the rest of the league to also speak up and speak our truth. I think that really, in so many ways, it had to happen because that was a wrong that needed to be made right. But I think it also gave, a sort of guiding light moving forward that we really needed. And we were really kind of searching for at that time. So I think to me, that's the biggest catalyst. And then I think just in general, the world obviously around women's sports at large is changing. Not even every year. It just feels like every quarter. There's so much more investment. The media deal that the NWSL just announced is huge. WNBA was amazing this year. Like there's so many things that are just growing exponentially. And again, I mean, I just feel so proud to be an NWSL player and to, have played my entire career here with one club. And I just feel like, yeah, the next 10 years are going to be incredible.
Jeffrey Laxon.
As the reign OGs, you bring a certain veteran presence to the club. What message do you have for your younger teammates like Claudia and Phoebe that are getting this first experience when you're getting one last crack at it?
I think kind of what we've always really embraced from the start is be your authentic self, be proud of that. And I think that's really important. I think that's why our club's been so successful over the years. A lot of that comes from Laura and the foundation that we created in 2013. And she envisioned that a long time ago. So I think hopefully that they took that from us, and we talk about that all the time. Just even being able to watch this one through our whole career. I hope they can take pieces of that and obviously, build from those and, adapt and evolve in the way that they think they need to moving forward. But, we have these young kids on our team right now, and it's a bright future. So I'm really excited to see how they carry through.
I think for the game, it's like just telling them, like, you're ready. Your preparation is done. You're ready for this moment. Like, just go out and enjoy it. These don't come very often. Obviously, we want a certain result out of it, but this is something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. So just go and enjoy it and play your game and give everything you have.
Go back in the room in the back.
Jake Garcia with King 5 in Seattle. As two players who have been here since the beginning, what do you think has made it so hard to get over the hump in NWSL championship games? And can you take anything from those previous experiences and apply it to tomorrow?
This league is hard and wild.
Yeah, man, shit's hard.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's just hard, and we've had that target on our back for a long time. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, we already broke it with the quarters and semis, so it's a little bit less pressure off that. But yeah, I think we talked about it, staying in our routine, staying focused, and executing. Like, we deserve to be here. We're a great team. I mean, every year I say this is going to be the year, and I think we talked about having a healthy roster, and being able to find that balance between, being here, being focused, and making sure we execute. And I think our team's done that very well this week.
Yeah, I think in the past we've lacked a little bit of grittiness and a little bit of that. I don't know. I said at the World Cup, if you don't have gays on your team, you can't win. But you got to also have crazy on your team. And I feel like Sonnet brings some crazy, Veronica brings some crazy, Phoebe brings some crazy. And I think that that grit and that intensity and that sort of grind through mentality, I think we were lacking that in previous years and in previous teams. And I think we have a lot more of that this year. So we added a little bit of crazy to the roster, and I think it's served us well.
We'll take two more on Zoom. John Lugo.
Megan, I'm sure you've heard this question before, but balancing playing when you have your last game, playing against your best friend, is also both of her last game, trying to focus on the game, all the emotion that trying to win your first championship. How do you balance that on game time tomorrow?
To be honest, I feel like I did that balancing act, in the game in Seattle and the game in Chicago. Those really felt like the kind of celebratory moments, and I spoke openly. It was difficult. It was a lot to handle emotionally, and I gave everything I had, but it certainly wasn't 100% of what I had. So I feel like that was kind of then. I think with Allie, we've been through so much together. We've played in the biggest games together, played in, world championship games together, while the president was tweeting at us. So I feel like this moment we're just happy to be in together. I think we wish each other so well. We're so happy and proud of each other. This will be something that we talk about with, her kids and, families for forever to come. But I think we also are both really competitive and really want this one, and obviously want to, end our career on a high. So I feel like that's the focus and the motivation for both of us.
All right, we'll take last one from Patty Lavella.
Thank you. Thanks for taking my question. This is for Lauren. This is such a historic match we've been talking about on so many levels, but of course, like John said, the last match for Rapinoe and Krieger. What's it like for you to be part of this championship match, final game, with those iconic players, and also for you as being a family member? What is it like? And if you can expand also on playing alongside Rapinoe for so many years, impacted you as a player as well.
Yeah, I think we talk about so much of Pino's career being soccer, but I think for the OGs that have played with her for 11 years, one, just being part of that ride has been so beautiful for us. But I think it's, the memories, the friendship, and the family that we've created as well, that's been most important for me, and something that I will take away and cherish for the rest of my life. And I think Jess as well, and Laura as well. Yeah, honestly.
And me.
And you. And we talked about, I think for me as well, like just taking a front seat to all of this. It was very emotional for her retirement game and Chicago game, and I've been feeling like I've been a little bit more level and balanced emotionally until sitting here again and talking about this stuff again. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I made it all the way, and now I'm like, okay, let's cry again. So yeah, I mean, this is what it's about, I think, and especially for Allie and Gotham and Pino to do it together, I think it's really, really special. It's lovely. I think Rose hit it. It's very poetic as well. This is the ending of something incredible for both of them. And I think the legacy that they've left will be here forever. And I think it's important for us to remember them as their beautiful selves and their story that they've written and will continue to write. And for me to even be a part of that in any step of the way has been truly for my career, that's, you can't even put into words what that is and how special that is. And to be able to do it for 11 years with someone, it's something that's never going to happen in another lifetime, I think. So I've been savoring it. I felt like I was doing pretty well till now. Yeah, I just, we've been cruising right now, and I've just been like, this is never going to end. It just feels like we're in mid-November. We're like, is this really ever going to end? Probably not. So yeah, just to savor this and really watch her in all her glory, truly. And I think I've been lucky, truly, truly lucky.
Well, I don't think we can end on a better note than that. Thank you both, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Hold on, Laura, I gotta switch this out.
Thanks.
Not pushing it.
Thanks.
Oh, Ashley.
Please do. Ooh.
Yeah, just like that.
See? Does it work? Oh, oh. Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go.
Can you unmute? Yes. Alrighty, we will get started. Head coach Laura Harvey. Laura, how are you feeling headed into tomorrow?
Yeah, we're excited. I think it's been a good week. We've enjoyed it. And yeah, can't wait for it to get going.
Cool. Meg?
Do you want this question in Spanish?
No. Thank you.
June 26, 2013.
Oh,
There was at least 3 of us in this room that were at that game.
busting away.
Yep. First win,
Yeah.
Seattle Reign, just in terms of having access to these memories and this journey with this team, obviously having 3 core players who were present for that game, Jess Fishlock scoring the winning goal. How special has this journey been, especially with the 3 of them?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think I've said a lot, this is a really special club. It always has been. I think those challenging times
is arguably what really made the club what it is. When I left in 2017, it was hard to put into words what this club meant to me. And coming back, it's like I didn't skip a beat, honestly. And I think the three of them have been a big reason for that. Just the culture that they've created, the legacy that they will continue to live on between the three of them, I think is very, very unique. And yeah, just really proud that we've worked very, very hard to get back here. And in 2014 and 15, I don't think we really appreciated the gravity of how difficult it was to do that. So being back here this time, we've really tried to take it in.
Great, yeah.
Evan Davis, Equalizer Soccer. Bethany Balser's been moved into a substitute role over the last few games. Just wondering if you might be able to talk about the thinking behind that between you and your staff.
Yeah, I think just for other people, I think like Latsko's obviously stepped up. I think Jordan's been doing great lately. And I think Boat, you know what you're going to get with Boat, she's a goal scorer. And I think we often ask our forwards to do a lot of heavy duty work off the ball. And we know that if we can get Boats in goal scoring positions late in games, that she can win games for us. And I think when she came on against Angel City, I think she was great. I think she did really, really well. And we needed a goal in that game. And I think she helped create that. Obviously, she didn't score it, but her movement in the box took defenders away for Latsko to get the opportunity. And then in the San Diego game, she came on for Jordan to see the game out. So she knows this is a difficult team to get in the starting lineup. Like, it's a challenge. We have a lot of competition. She's taken it on really well as a pro. And when she's come on onto the field, she's really impacted. And obviously we hope that whatever her role is tomorrow, she can do the same thing.
We'll go here first and then up front.
Hello, Alejandro from San Diego. It's been a while since you guys have faced Gotham back in May, but what do you feel has changed since then, and how are you approaching this game differently?
Yeah, I think both teams, honestly, are pretty different to who we were then. I think for us, I've said this a lot, I don't think we've really had that momentum shifting moment throughout the season. I think the Gotham game at home was a wake-up call for us, honestly, where we say it all the time, but we often don't get punished if you don't turn up in this league and you don't put on performances that, you know, 7 to 8 out of 10, you've got no chance of getting a result. And I think that was one of those days, and we got punished for it in the first half. But I think since then, even though we may not have won every game, we've actually given ourselves a chance to win games. And obviously, at the back end of the season, when it's the most important, we've got a little bit of momentum. We've showed a lot of grit and determination. We haven't played the most beautiful football the whole time, but we've been effective in the areas that we need to be. And I think they've done the same thing. Like, you know, I think even in their last regular season game, like, they were close to conceding a goal which would have knocked them out of it. So I think that you just have to show grit and determination in big moments, and that's what it means when you're in the playoffs in these one-off games. You've got to be able to show that, and I think we've been doing that of late.
And just want to follow up real quick, sorry. What does it say about the level of competition in the league where the 4th and 6th seed are in the championship this year?
Yeah, I think it's massive. I think we talk about the parity in the league all the time. And, you know, I think the fact that Gotham obviously were bottom of the league last year and were struggling, and then to turn it around and have the season that they have and be in this game says everything about the league. I think for us, just on a points perspective, we didn't achieve what we did last year, but we were I don't know what it was, 7, 8 points off? What was it, Ryan? Come on, Ryan. We dropped off a couple of points, but to win the Shield, and I think you just got to look around that the parity is so tight. And that'll be no different moving forward, because there's a lot of players in this country at a high level. I think the league and the investment within the league and the clubs is getting better all the time. And you know, even we know sitting here today, to have a chance of getting back here in a year's time, we have to go out next year and recruit and get better and continue to progress and develop the players that we have.
Here, Pass up front first, yeah.
Hey Coach, Cameron Neo with the Sporting Tribune. Your team hasn't allowed a goal in 4 games. And a lot of the playoff matches across the league, we've seen 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. What do you think's contributing to that kind of low scoring games? Do you think it's more the playoff environment, maybe tactics, what do you think's leading to that? And then obviously your defensive success as well.
I mean, I think in the playoffs, it's you give everything, right? Like, and I think the parity in the league, like we just spoke about, means that the games are going to be tight. I think for us specifically, we sort of pride ourselves on that. We pride ourselves on being hard to break down and hard to beat. And our players, you know, buy into that and dig into that a lot in games. So I just think, yeah, is it tactical potentially? But I just think the mentality of our group specifically is that they work really hard to make that a priority. Because then you only need one moment of brilliance in any game to win it. When you open the game up a little bit, it can be challenging because then you've got to have multiple opportunities to score goals. But if you have the mentality where that you're hard to beat and you restrict the opponent to opportunities, then you maybe only need that one moment of brilliance.
Definitely. And then to just kind of follow up on that, Emily's Sonnet's been a really big piece this season, especially down the stretch for you guys as a number 6. Can you talk about her importance to the team, just what she really helps you guys do?
Yeah, I think obviously it's been a new position this season for Sonnet, one that she's embraced fully and got the rewards for, both at club level and internationally with the national team. I think she reads the game well. I think she has a level of physicality where she can compete with people. I think she's very good at controlling tempo on the ball. And I think the modern day 6 is that. I think they can compete, they can get across the ground quickly, and on the ball they know how to play simply, but to be able to control tempo, and I think she does a great job there.
We'll go over here and then to Steph.
Ikram Tabela with the East Village Times. You spoke about the field conditions yesterday. Could you tell me what was it like out there today and what do you expect for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a field that's played on a lot, which is challenging. Didn't seem to have as many football lines on it this time, which was great. And yeah, I just think, you know, when you're in Southern California, that fields are going to be pretty hard and solid because of the weather. But we're just happy to be here and we'll play on whatever it takes.
Steph?
Hi, Laura. You know, Lauren and Megan Barker just up here asked why they kind of haven't gotten over the championship hump yet, and Megan said shit's hard. A, would you agree shit's hard? And B, as Meg brought up, as someone who's been here since 2013 and has, you know, seen a lot of different environments, been through a lot of situations, seen the whole evolution, you know, has shit been hard in uniquely different ways over the years, or you just rattled off a lot of factors about like parity and development and stuff? Like, do you anticipate that shit will be hard in a different way in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, I think there's no doubt it's hard. There's no question, or we would be here every year. But I think that for us, the consistency of our performances are what we've always strived for. But the reality is in this league and the structure of the league, that gets you one thing. It doesn't get you the ultimate thing. And we haven't had that this year. We haven't had the consistency of performance, or we would have won the Shield. In years gone by, when we've got to this point, we've always lent on the consistency of performance, on how we need to make sure that we do the right thing in the final. And I think this time we have to lean on something different, because that's not been who we've been. We've been on this gritty team that's dug in and dragged ourselves through the mud. And you know, we've spoke about it a lot. We've had a lot of stuff going on this year internally that we've had to deal with. We've had ups and downs throughout the season on and off the field. And honestly, to be here at this moment, I feel it's quite ironic, because in the seasons gone by, when we've made it to this point, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Like, we haven't had the most amazing facilities or whatever, but from an on-the-field perspective, we ran away with the league both years and then got to the final game and just couldn't get over the hump. This year, we've had to grind our way through it. So I think that's set us up for it definitely to be a bit of a different mindset leading into tomorrow.
We'll go to our junior reporter.
How do you get the team in a winning mindset prior to the championship match?
I think it helps that you have to win games to get here. I think the fact that you have to win a quarterfinal and a semi-final to even get a chance to be in the final helps you to create that mentality. And I think for us, we know what it takes to win games at this level. So yeah, I think that really helps. I think the fact that to get into a final, you have to have won games previously. I think it's a really good place to get that mindset going.
How does it feel going into the final? How is the team prepared for the championship match?
I think we're very prepared. I think the last couple of days, the players have really switched on after having a couple of days of rest and recovery after the semi-final. And we always, our sort of saying is we always try and make sure that on match day -1 in our last meeting that we'll have this evening, that everyone leaves the room knowing exactly what it's going to take to win the game. And if we do that, then we give ourselves a best chance of winning.
Thank you. I'll get to a few more here. Let's go to Zoom real quick. Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks, Kirsten. Laura, Jonathan Tannenwald, Philadelphia Inquirer. You were asked a minute ago about Scout Gotham, how they've changed. See if you expand on that, and in particular when Carlos and Moros influence on that team, and maybe even on this league as a whole. They've done some things that not a lot of coaches in this league have done over the years. Thanks.
Yeah, I think that they've just become more refined in what they try and do. I think publicly they've said a lot about the game that we played against them in May, where it was a turning point for them when they came to Seattle. And I just think that they move the ball quickly, they press you high, they try and make it as difficult as possible for you in those moments. And they're like a team. I think they're a real team that, their parts all come together, and that's what enables them to have good performances. So I think, they value having the ball, but I think they also value going and winning it back quickly, which I feel exactly the same about. So I think that those are two areas of the game that you can really see in the way that they play, that they value having it, and when they don't have it, they want to get it back off you as quickly as possible, which I think in this league can always be effective.
Thanks. We'll go to John Luca.
Laura, that in Gotham, in my opinion, one of the most talented forward lines in NWSL with Lynn Williams, Mitch Purse, and Esther Gonzalez. So you've been so good defensively. How do you go about painting such a potent forward trio like that?
Yeah, I think our mindset's always prevention is better than cure. I think the more we can limit their opportunities near our goal, the better it is for us. I think we've done a really good job of that of late. Obviously, we've played against some good forward lines with Sydney Leroux and etc. against Angel City, and Alex Morgan and her crew for San Diego. And I think that was a key to our success, was limiting the amount of opportunities they got in and around our goal. And tomorrow we hope that will be the same.
Thanks. We'll go Jada and Dan, and then we'll wrap it up.
Jada, with the Seattle Times. Laura, I just wanted to get your opinion of the trophy and what it's like to see it. It's in front of you.
Sweet. It's nice.
That's it.
I don't tend to get involved with them until I win it. So when I win it, I'll definitely think about it a little bit more.
Dan. Jada, if you just
Laura, is there something about Megan Rapinoe's story, either good or bad, from over the years that you have never shared, that it's acceptable to be shared today?
Don't think I can share many. Look, she's amazing. I think one of the things, I don't know if it gets overlooked, but I think maybe now's the time to talk about it a little bit, is for someone to commit 11 seasons of their career with the career that she's had to this club that started with nothing, I think says a lot about who she is, says a lot about who we are as a club. And it's interesting that Meg brought up about that Boston game. I think Pino turned up on the 22nd of June, and she was our all saviour then. And if you think throughout the years, that's been a consistent pattern, that she has stepped up in the biggest moments for this club. I think back to the 2014 and 15 playoff games, she scored goals in moments we needed her to score goals. Chicago this year scores goals when we need her to score goals. Last year, for us to win the Shield, she carried the team on her back. And it is poetic that she gets to try and do that in the biggest game on the biggest platform in this league tomorrow. And we hope we can send her off in the right way. But I hope that there's a better story that probably can never be told that happens tomorrow night. That would be great. After the game.
We appreciate you. Thanks for taking
Thanks,
the time.
people.
We will see you tomorrow.
Later. What is on?